Glad to have you here for part 27 of our 45 RPM vinyl records collection, A to Z sorted boxes. 7 of them that we've been going through, and we're about to finish up box 4 here. Not too long. We're going to have this episode, and then there'll be a mostly Kiss episode after this, and then we'll be moving on to box 5. So here we've got Johnny Mathis with Chances Are, 'Cause I Wear a Silly Grin. The 12th of Never being the B-side to that one. Next up, we got Johnny Rivers. We got a lot of Johnnies here. And Johnny Rivers with Baby, I Need Your Lovin'. Got to have all your lovin'. The Tracks of My Tears being the B-side on that. And that's definitely a Smokey Robinson song that Johnny Rivers is doing a cover of. Alright, so we've got another Johnny Rivers here, and this is one of his more famous, or one of my more favorite of his. Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent Man, they've given you a TV show to make you understand. And the B-side being a song called You Dig. Can you dig it? Alright, anybody know where that come from? Don't know why you tape over the Brunswick, but somebody put tape over both sides of that. That's going to kind of show you that sleeve, but really can't show you too much of it there. The vinyl doesn't match it anyways. And here we go, Loop-de-Loop by Johnny Thunder. And the B-side being Don't Be Ashamed. Interesting. I did actually intend to show this sleeve a little bit more at the start. I just kind of got a little ahead of myself and had it focused on the center of it and threw the next disc down. But yeah, that's an interesting Columbia sleeve that I've not seen a bajillion times, like so many of them that we have. All right, now we've got a bunch of Journeys here. And Any Way You Want It. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. When you're alone, it ain't easy. Ain't easy being cheesy. All right, and next up, we've got another Journey, of course. Be Good to Yourself. Raised on the Radio. That's when they got their JRNY radio station, pumping out the airwaves. And not a whole lot to see here on the back. Kind of makes you wonder. I think that's just some dirt or something. That's not part of the original image there. But we've got the A side of Be Good to Yourself with the B side of Only the Young at Heart. Now, I think that one was in a movie soundtrack. I don't think that wasn't on Raised on the Radio. I'm not exactly sure the origin of Only the Young, but that was not from the same album, but they used it as B-side, which is just fine with me. All right, Journey, I'll Be All Right Without You. And we got some group shots here. And this is a different version. This is not the exact same as what you would hear if you went and picked up Raised on the Radio and listened to it. It's called a hot mix. I don't know how that differs from the normal album mix, but apparently it does, because they took the time to note it as being something different, something special, hot mix. And the B side of that, The Eyes of a Woman. All right, and there we've got 86 with the barcodes. So yeah, it was around the mid 80s when you really started seeing barcodes on 45 RPMs. And here we go again with another shot. Neil Schon, Steve Perry, and I'm not real sure who that other guy is there in that picture. Sorry, Jonathan Cain maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you'd think they'd have the entire band in the shot there, but just 3 out of them. And Suzanne, which I do not know from the title. Maybe if I heard it. But since it is what the picture sleeve is advertising. And then we've got Ask the Lonely. Ask the Lonely and Only the Young at Heart. That's kind of, I don't know why I thought that was a duplicate of the previous one, but Ask the Lonely is a different song altogether. And moving on, we got one more journey here to show you. And this is Separate Rays, Worlds Apart. It's probably the best 45 I have in this stack anyways. I do have Don't Stop Believin' and a lot of the other really big hits. I might even have Wheel in the Sky, I think, on a 45, but it's buried in one of the mixed boxes. Don't Stop Believin', I'm pretty positive I filmed. Wheel in the Sky, I'm not real sure if I have that one or not. Let's just say if I was at a record show or a shop and I was looking through and they had a Wheel in the Sky for a buck or two, I'd be picking it up because I'm not sure if I have one. And here's the B-side of that one with the song Frontiers on it. But yeah, Separate Ways, I do like that song. That's a good jammed up song. So now we're going to do a little bit of disco, because that's the way, we like it, Casey and the Sunshine Band, they did some fun songs, they did some good stuff. We're going back to 1975 here, so they were in on the early edge of disco, and That's the Way I Like It was definitely one of their big hits. What Makes You Happy being on the B side of that. And the next really big hit of theirs that I remember, love that sleeve with the palm trees and the K-Tel. That's pretty. It's TK Records, actually. I said K-Tel, but it's not K-Tel. It's TK Records. But shake, 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 shake your booty. Yeah, can't you see me under the disco ball? Shaking my booty to this one. And the B-side of this being a song called Boogie Shoes. And I remember when I got this when it came out, because I really did like this song, and I liked That's the Way quite a bit as well. But Boogie Shoes had to kind of grow on me a little. I wasn't initially a big fan of Boogie Shoes. I'm your boogeyman. He's just boogie all night long here with the KC and the Sunshine Band. And the B-side of that being Wrap Your Arms Around Me. And, I got to note, it is interesting how the previous ones had Casey and the Sunshine Band, and then it's in bold, and then it's broken up. Couldn't get more bold than that now, could we? And moving on, we've got a couple of Kansases here with Carry On My Wayward Son. And this is a 3-minute 26 single edit version, so it's missing a whole chorus and a bit of jamming, but it's an interesting listen, but it is not the exact same as the album version. And the B-side of this being a song called Questions of My Childhood from Leftoverture, as was Carry On Wayward Son. Leftoverture is probably Kansas's greatest album, I think. It was definitely one of my favorites of theirs. And here we've got Dust in the Wind off of Point of No Return, which was the album immediately following Leftoverture. Had a few really good songs on it too, including Point of No Return, which is the next 45 we're going to look at. B-side here being a song called Paradox. Yeah. Born on wings of steel, I have so much to feel. And Point of No Return, with the B-side of Closet Chronicles, which again wasn't one of my favorite songs of theirs. They were great on A-sides, not so great on the B's, on at least those three there. Next up, we've got Keith Carradine, and I'm easy, easy like a Sunday morning. That's why I'm easy, 200 years in the future. Being the B-side, Henry Gibson. I don't know of another one. Picture soundtrack to Nashville. Oh, I got Nashville. That's one that I just recently picked up even. So Keith Carradine on A-side and Henry Gibson on the B-side from a music soundtrack. I didn't even catch that when I was de-sleeving these and getting ready to film them. That's interesting. I did pick up Nashville at a garage sale last summer, actually. I've never seen the film, but it's interesting now that I know that I've got a 45 with a couple songs off of the soundtrack, because I was not aware of that until this very moment. And here's Kenny Loggins for Top Gun doing his Danger Zone. And if you've never heard Psycho Stick's version of Danger Zone, you definitely should check that one out. Psycho Stick's a crazy metal band that does kind of comedy tunes. Beer was their big famous song. It got them popular, and then they've got a Respect the Beard song, and Not Safe for Work, where the only word in the whole song is the F word. That one's one to be heard. And in fact, that is the song that's on the album right before their cover of Danger Zone. I was just listening to this the other day at work with a co-worker, and she was quite amused with their version of Danger Zone. But anyways, enough about Psycho Stick. Here is Kenny Loggins and his original 45 version of Danger Zone from the motion picture soundtrack Top Gun. So the B-side, though, is not off of the soundtrack. This is interesting because this is a promoting Kenny Loggins here. I'm going to Do It Right, taken from the album Vox Humana, instead of having another song off of the soundtrack. So that's interesting. That's something you don't see real often. But I got a sneaky feeling we're going to see it again right here with I'm All Right, Ain't Nobody Worried About the Gopher, theme from Caddyshack. And it's from the motion picture soundtrack Caddyshack. And the B-side is not. It's a song called Lead the Way. And, I stand corrected. It says it's from the original motion picture soundtrack Caddyshack 2. So I guess Kenny Loggins did at least 2 songs on that soundtrack. And that's kind of interesting, isn't it? And here is, to wrap this episode up, here is Kenny Loggins doing I'm All Right, theme from Caddyshack. It's simply a different print. You see a different text there. It's all in one line, whereas here it's broken up with I'm All Right and a subtitle from Caddyshack. And it's interesting here that the B-side to this particular version is a live version. So that makes this one really special, something different to have. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back for more. I'll be here.